Hello ladies and gentlemen, what's up? This is Weaves from slidenerd back. In this video, this is the second video of the complex conversion stuff which we have been doing now. And this is probably the last video which does not have any if, else, for, while, do while, switch, break, continue, object stuff and the other things. Okay, this is the last video. After this we'll start having those kind of things. So now in this video we're gonna convert meters into miles, feet and inches. It's gonna be just like the time thing which we did previously. Here we ask the user enter the number of meters, the guy says 4000 and you say you traveled blah blah blah, that is 2 miles, 25 feet, 2563 feet 4 inches. Alright, so now the thing is this, as you can see there is absolutely no relation between this. You probably should Google out a lot of conversions, you're gonna need a lot of them. 1 mile is this many inches, 1 feet is this, 1 meter is that. You're gonna need those kind of stuff, and I'm no good at conversions and physics. So now let's go ahead and see how this is done. The distance in meters, here is the thing. In the final output which you're gonna show to the user, you're gonna say some miles, some feet and some inches, right? In short, you're gonna talk about inches, which is the most accurate of all, right? I mean, 1 inch, like traveling 5 inches, is so accurate. So you convert everything into inches, and that way things become very easy for you. Otherwise you're gonna have a hard time. So what we do is we take the distance, we convert it into inches, which is the smallest unit among all, and we get the total inches traveled, right? It's gonna be meters into something, because 1 meter is some inches, I don't know, 39, 40 maybe. Then using that total inches we are gonna extract the miles and feet, right? Let's do the first part of the program where we convert meters into inches. I'm using Eclipse here. If you have seen my previous videos, you're probably wondering why the hell I keep jumping between NetBeans and Eclipse. Well, it's to get you familiar with both of them, right? Next, click finish. Right click on this, new Java class. I'll say the name as converter. Oops. Click finish. There is a main function. Oops, yeah, there it is. Click finish. Okay, now at this point Eclipse has generated all the garbage for me, right? I need to ask the user system.out.println, enter the distance in meters. So now that is there. So next I go down, I need a buffered reader thing set up, so I'll say buffered reader. If you don't know how this works, I have a video on that on my channel which exactly shows you how buffered reader is done. Input stream reader, exactly that's what I need. System.in blah blah blah. At this point Java is gonna say, I don't know what it means, io.star. Import both of them. So now this is done. So let's go ahead, get this value. We'll say double meters is what you call reader.readline. This is a string, this is a double. We need to convert it from string to double by saying parse double. Put this thing inside the bracket because we want to convert that. This is inside the double class. This is again gonna give an error. It'll say blah 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 exception. You know, it's like connecting to an internet. You get disconnected, then your compiler needs to handle that stuff, so you write throws exception. If you're wondering what this means, don't worry about it, we'll get into that later. So at this point I have everything ready. Now I need to convert meters into inches. So it turns out that 1 meter is 39 point, let me see, 3701 inches. That's exactly what the conversion factor is. So we need to multiply meters with this, right? So we'll say double inches is meters into 39.3701. Alright, so at this point we have the total inches. Now this is the end of the first part of the program where we have to convert stuff into inches. Now the magic lies in taking these inches and getting miles, feet and inches out of them. So let's see how that is done, right? So let me go ahead. Total miles, let's assume 4000 meters, which is blah 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 inches. again 1 meters with the same 39 point thing multiplied. So you have this yellow line which is the total 4000 meters in length, and you have these two braces which I have put over here. 1 mile is 63,360 inches. Again 1 mile is 63,360 inches. So what we are going to do is, for every 63,360 inches we say that it is 1 mile. So in short, we divide that by 63,360, right? So you say miles is total distance divided by 63,360. Let's calculate this first. Go to Eclipse. We'll say double miles. We don't need double. Actually, we can use int because we're going to say 2 miles, 3 miles, whatever. So int miles is total inches by 63,360, right? It's going to give an error. It's going to say this is loss of precision, blah, blah, blah. Cannot convert from double to int. So if you remember the typecasting video, I had said that often there is a situation when you have a bigger type which needs to be converted to smaller. If you see double is bigger, int is smaller, we are trying to put a bigger value inches inside a smaller value int. So we need to cut it by saying int, right? So at this point this is done. Let's print this out. Let's say system.out.println miles, control S, right click, run. Okay, now let's put the same value 4000. It's gonna say 2 miles. Alright, now something is working. Let's go back to the presentation and find out how to get feet, right? Total feet traveled. The same thing, 4000 meters, which is blah blah blah. This yellow line is 4000 meters long. Now if you see, 1 mile is 63,360. So if you remove this first mile and this second mile, you're gonna be left with some inches, right? This is 30,760 inches to be precise. Now this inches is what you need. You need them converted into feet, right? So you say 30,760 minus upon 12 is 2,563 feet, because 12 inches is 1 foot. So you divide by 12 and you get this much feet, right? So this can be written in Java programmatically like this: total distance minus number of miles into 63,360, the whole thing divided by 12. So let's go ahead and do this in our program. We will say int feet. Alright, we'll say miles, the total distance, right, which is inches, the total distance in inches. You don't need this meters, forget this. Total distance in inches minus number of miles, which is miles, into 63,360, the whole thing. Put this inside brackets, otherwise it's going to divide in an incorrect way because of precedence. So let's go and divide by 12. Alright, and this thing is going to give an error, blah blah blah. You have to convert this into an integer. Alright, so now let's print this feet out and see if we're getting 2,513 feet. Control S, right click, run as Java application, enter the distance 4000. Alright, 2,563 feet, 2 miles, here we go. The only thing that remains is calculating inches now. So now we go back to the last part, which is inches traveled. 4,000 meters, this yellow line is 4,000 meters long. Remove all the miles, remove all the feet. In the end, this small portion is the inches you want, right? Now when you say remove all the miles, that means you're going to take the total minus 2 into 63,360, right? Is that many inches. Again, when you say remove all the feet, 12 inches is 1 foot and you traveled 2,563 feet. So remove that, right? And in the end you're left with 4.3 inches. Well, that sounds weird. 4 inches maybe. So the formula is like this: total distance in inches minus the number of miles you traveled, remove 63,360, multiply it. The total number of feet you want to remove, all this blue line, which is 12 into feet. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll say int inches, the total thing, which is, let's say int inch. We already have something called inches, right? Let's see, total inches minus number of miles, it is 63,360, minus number of feet into 12. This entire thing is gonna give an error, blah blah blah, precision stuff. Convert this into an integer, right? Go ahead, system.out.println you'll say inch, control S, right click, run as Java application, distance is 4000 meters. There you go, 2 miles 2563 feet 4 inches. That's exactly 4000 meters. That means stuff is working great. Now there's one small thing, however, that I would like to say. At this point the program is done completely, but there is another way to get this inches without doing all this subtraction, I'll show you what that means. This 4000 LO line again, 4000 meters long. Now here's the thing, think about this. When you have 3610 seconds, you say 3600 seconds is 1 hour, right? So 3610 seconds is like 1 hour 10 seconds. So how do you actually get that? If you have 3610, what do? You do something like this. You take 3610 seconds, divide that by 3600. What is the remainder? The remainder is 10 seconds, right? So in short, you're dividing stuff and you're getting the remainder as the number of seconds you want, right? Same thing you do here. You have 12 inches as 1 foot, 12 inches, 1 foot, 12 inches, 1 foot, everywhere the same thing, right? So if you take this entire thing, divide that by 12, get the remainder, you will be left with the inches. That's the trick, okay? So here's the thing. You have the entire 157480 by 12. If you take the remainder of this division, ultimately what will happen is all the feet get removed, right? And ultimately you're left with these inches over here at the corner. That's 4.3 inches. If you guys are probably a bit confused about this, try with your calculator. You could find out that it works the same. I'll implement this in the program and show you. I'll say int inch2, the second way of calculating inches. I'll say total inches percent for modulus and say 12. Alright, put this inside a bracket. Again, this is gonna give blah 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 error int converted, right? So now we print inch2 as well and see that they are both same. Inch2. I'll say control S, right click, run as Java application, say 4000 meters, enter. As you can see, they are both 4 inches, right? It is your choice. You can use either this way or you can convert it this way. If you feel that you're not comfortable with this, no problems, you can go ahead with this. So this is the video, the second video of this thing. This is also the last video of our simple program stuff. We're gonna get into more complex stuff now. If else, logic, like for, blah blah blah. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something out of this. So if you like what you saw, please subscribe to my channel. If you didn't understand some part, if you have some problems, errors, comment and let me know. I'll catch you guys later. Have a nice day.